during season 1, and of course we have Flair coming in looking to take that away from Kang. So yeah, like I said, both teams coming in hot off of big wins in that major upset a week ago, Illuminati versus Flair. Flair taking that one. I'm really excited to see what Flair is able to do against Kang, the undefeated Kang. Oh, off of that 5-headed Chrome. Just going to float there. A little race for it into the hands of Game. Game sending that one in for the 3 to drop first blood in round 3.
But right now, Flair, they just need to not think about the prior results. All they need to think about is in the moment. What can they do now? What they can do now is just keep playing hard, pressuring hard. There it is again. Another shot will be got. 6 points for Flair.
Flair only a minute and a half into this round 3. Finding themselves up by 6. Back pass to Silver. Silver now moving in. Goes to the cross pass to Leverage on the shield. Leverage with the cut pass. Oh! Off the 5-headed.
This defense from Flair right now is among the most impressive stands I think I've seen, just in that absolute stalwart, the shield on that goal. No one can make it through, despite the otherwise great passing from Kang.
Kang now, it's a relentless assault. Shrem sending that one up, and Chrome with the hand on it. Chrome sending that one out. But still back in the hands of Kang, so we're going to get another opportunity. This got to be opportunity number 5. Leverage trying to cut in, but the pass doesn't take. Shrem still able to wrangle that one in though, so Shrem back passes. So we're going to see another potential assault on the goal here. As that when the Leverage going to Sealable, and what a save from Ruffy, and it's again in the hands of Mad. Mad now moving in. Oh my God, and that one bouncing off the post. That's what's going to get sent out. And the long shot there from Game, and he hits that one in from 47 meters out, and now Flair finding themselves up 9-0 halfway through this round 3. Shrem now moving in, doesn't have someone attacking the goalie. They're trying to, and he does get the shot on us. The distraction is good enough.
I'll tell you how vital that was for Kangaroos. I mean, I'm sure you know it, the audience knows it, but desperately needed to stop the bleeding. I mean, they were bleeding for about 6 minutes there. The question is, though, will they be able to recover this time?
And that pass over to Grumpy. Oh, what a grab there from Mad! And what a great opportunity there from Grumpy on the goal. But now it's going to be Voodoo moving in. Voodoo cross pass to Chrome, and Chrome finally able to finish that one off. And now it is 11-3 for Flair, as Flair is up, finds himself up by 9 still. 3.5 to go. And it will be back in the hands of Kang again, so we might see another one of these onslaughts from both these teams. Oh, what a speed there from Shrem to Leverage, as Leverage cuts in. Turns it over, Leverage. Now, Sealable throwing it up at the empty net. He doesn't make it.
Right now, that is 3 in a row for the Kangaroos, making it a 1-point game, 1 minute left. Now it is crunch time. This is the part where, as a player, as a spectator, you know in your gut, you are feeling those shakes, those butterflies. You know this is when you need to execute the most.
The pass, Leverage going back to Sealable, and Leverage moving in. Leverage does take that pass and puts it in for 2. Flair's going to have to make something happen here on the shot.
That's 4 scores in a row for Kangaroos in this late game comeback.
20 seconds to go. It is in the hands of Game. Game on the ceiling, sending that one in to Voodoo. Back passing there to Chrome. Moving in, going to the cross pass. The Game does connect on it. Game now making some room, having his entire team. Oh no! The pass, putting that one in for 2. Taking Flair up by 1, and that's going to be the game. That is round 3 in the last 5 seconds, last 10 seconds. Flair able to pull this one out over Kang with their second major upset of the week here. That is absolutely amazing. And it does look like a goalie did get a hand on it, so you know he's not happy about that at the moment. But this is a Flair victory here against Kang.
Hello, chat. Welcome to the stream. You know what's awkward? I swear I did not even press the intro button. Just pressed itself. I was not ready for that, and yet here we are. So while I figure out what's haunting my computer, still actually waiting on some invites from these teams here. So got Skull-Crusaders versus Guinness tonight in this first matchup. We have a double header ahead of us. Following this match will be Reboot and Olympus. Olympus, a brand new team making their debut this week. Scheduled to start in about 30 minutes. Hopefully we do get to it. Of course, that's predicated on invites coming my way for this game first. There's also Chaos versus Space Force being played, scheduled for a start time in about 15 minutes. Unfortunately, unless things change, that one probably will not be streamed, as I can only stream one match at once. Though believe me, if I could stream two at once, I would. So yeah, hello to the Twitch chat there, everyone joining in. Saw Andy, Chocolate, Nebula, Bowling, Strambitsky, and the Bugatti. Bugatti's saying, let's start this game. Well, I will gladly do so once I'm in the match. But as of yet, haven't even gotten an invite, so I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs saying hi to the Twitch. But hopefully it comes along pretty soon here. Until it does, yeah, so Skull-Crusaders coming in with a MMR of 1150, 2-4. And their last matchup was against Space Force, winning that one in 2 rounds, 32-13 in the total differential. Bears mentioning, too, by the way, hi to Duller again, who reminded me, or pointed out, rather, that the teams weren't right for the rosters. So, yeah, I should probably fix that, shouldn't I? But yeah, those rosters just get pulled from a text file, so usually I keep those up to date. But have not today. Well, that's a lie. I updated a bunch today, but apparently I missed the 2 teams I'm actually streaming tonight, so go figure. Updated all the ones except the ones that I needed to. But yeah, so for Guinness, though, they're going to come into this game with an MMR of 1160, record of 4-5. And for Guinness, they just got done with, well, let's just call it Hell Week, I suppose, because there's really no better way to describe it. I mean, Guinness, another one of those somewhat newer teams. The players experienced enough, full of those, I guess I'd call them third-gen players of sorts, also, although some second-gen in there. But in any case, Guinness came out with 3 matches last week. One of them was a challenge against NA Plus Ultra, and they did lose that one. But I also refer to their week as Hell Week because, well, they also got matched up against Ignite and Illuminati. Those were their 2 scheduled matchups based on the algorithm just due to Guinness's early success in the first few weeks. And yeah, so they kind of fought through those matches, couldn't come out with a win. Of course, I mean, against teams like Illuminati and Ignite, many teams in the league will be very hard-pressed to come ahead against them, especially when you're not quite as experienced. Now, that said, Guinness has really impressed. I mean, there's a reason that they did get those matchups in the first place because they have been looking really good for a team that otherwise has not really been seen in competition before. So trying to ping the teams here, letting them know in the Discord chat that I'm lonely because I have no invite yet. Sad day. About 5 minutes past the start time. Of course, still got until the 15 mark. That's usually when things, or at least by the rules, are supposed to be played. Well, as I mentioned, we do have a second match that's supposed to start in 25 minutes from now. So it's one of those things where hopefully we can get along, get the game started so we can get both games casted and not miss something. Because the other night we had that match between Guinness and Illuminati, and I joined them a little bit late, me and So Much for Subtlety. And little did we know, we were actually joining them in the second round. They had invited us. We thought they were waiting, and then when we joined, it was actually the start of the second round. But I didn't know, and Subtlety didn't know that it was the second round. We didn't realize it until we were already halfway through the third round, and the third round just being a scrimmage, essentially, a for fun match, because Illuminati did 2-0 Guinness at the time. So oh, all right. So I do have myself a invite, joining that up imminently, and hopefully can get started here. Being informed by the chat there, Discord chat that is. Soisy says about to start. People using the RR. What is the RR? I'm drawing a blank here. That said, just a note. Not that it's a big issue or anything, but it's been a thing the last week or two. It seems like casters getting the last invites. Hopefully, if anyone's listening to this and are playing at some point, send casters the invite first. Be quite handy because it helps us get in quickly, be prepared to start the stream right away, and also lets us address any potential joining issues or tech issues, things like that. So I ain't mad. I'm just pointing it out, though, because a lot of the invites lately have been coming really last minute, and then I'll get into the match, and all 8 players are there, and yet I'm the last one there. And then I think, why? Why, dear teams, do you do this to me? Also, just kidding. Not a big deal, but just for future reference. Anyway, yeah. So hello, everyone. Once again, we're getting ready to start off here shortly. Oh, people using the RR restroom. That makes sense. It was actually Wit informing me of that, except in the Discord chat. Why not use a Twitch chat? Engage us, Wit. Engage us with your presence. Any case. All right, so all 8 players are indeed in the game. Letting them know to start. Della Ranger, hello. I did say hi to you earlier. I missed you the first time, but then I mentioned you the second time because you gave me the heads up to fill that rosters, or update the roster list that I had. All right, so got everything good to go, it looks like. So here we go. Off to the first round here. Wit saying I have to lean forward to reach the keyboard. Well, then do it. There we go. Okay. Might be noticing the newish sort of overlay there. Mostly done. Should be able to get those to the casters pretty much by the end of tonight or tomorrow. Right here, though, being lost off that first joust, just losing the hands it looked like, but still recovery here for Guinness. It's Mo Jolly in the back line. So Captain Will with the disc here for Guinness, going for the pass over other side, just missing the hands, but teammates Mo Jolly again playing the back line, getting it through the 2 defenders, going for a nice pass. Couldn't convert the shot, though. Maybe another chance yet, though, actually, because it won't be the case. Oculusator there. Oculusator just joining the league, joined Skull-Crusaders last week, or maybe just towards the end of week 3, one or the other, but he is new to competition, not new to Echo Arena, for those who somehow have missed him. I mean, he is, as I get the volume back on. Gosh, I'm always doing things this week that are just not my normal self. I'm all in disarray. Sorry about that. Audio is there. So now you can listen to game audio instead of just me. There's Supreme Buns down to Mo Jolly. So despite all the missed opportunities so far in this kind of frantic start, they still are having a lot of chances at offense for Guinness. Gonna go in there, and another one just missing out. So they're getting a lot of really good looks and chances on goalies, but cannot get anything going quite yet. And now a shot will just ding off as well. Is there still no audio? I turned it on. If not, that's a bad sign, isn't it? So over here, we'll go to Anthony Gasolini, a.k.a. Ant Gas, being taken away, and now into the right tunnel. So Cam Jam coming away with it. Let me know. Can you not hear the audio? I thought I turned it up. Okay, so Chocolate just must be a little bit delayed, perhaps. That's all. All right, so in that case, we still have a joust out here, a boost out here, as Oculusator takes that one. Both teams kind of struggling to make their open opportunities. 2 minutes already into this round as we get Leo the Great coming in here. So pass off to Mo Jolly. I mentioned the last time around we saw a Guinness as that shot goes pretty close, but not quite in. Ant Gas will go to the Pac-Man and then playing the patient game. Here's the newest member. I guess two of them, in fact. Oculus-Sator won, but Cam Jam G on another team. He's been experimenting, I guess we could say, over the course of Season 1. I think his team count must be up to 4 or 5 at this point. Not judging, just pointing out. He's been on a lot of different teams, so it's kind of a roulette wheel almost of where he's going to be week to week so far. Sometimes he's a substitute, and preseason. Sometimes he's subs. Sometimes he's on a team. Sometimes he's on 2 teams in the same week. You never know with him. But finally getting to know a little bit of Cam Jam rather. Some on Sir Dimwee's the Echo podcast. He's a pretty funny guy. Very entertaining. That one, not so entertaining for Cam Jam. He just gets jammed in the nose there off the punch. And Leo the Great trying to take over here as Captain Will gets a clear, and they're trying for the boost now. An open goal. Can they make that one? Looks a little bit off, and it will be. So 6.5 remaining. I mean, already approaching that halfway point of this round and still scoreless. Very much back and forth play that's just not resulting in any goals quite yet. Mojali comes away with it here, looking for a clear, and does so. It will actually ricochet back out, but then another nice tap pass over, taking a deep shot as Leo is assaulted there, and going to the opposite wall are some stacks, everyone re-grabbing each other, and coming through with it finally is Mojali. So Mojali looking for that back pass again. She was the one in the back line earlier, but now has Captain Will trying to be the reliable backliner. Captain Will from, big shot finally from Supreme Buns off for the Mojali assist. So that was a good reset all the way back to Captain. Also a new teammate here for Guinness, just joined in the last few days. And yeah, a lot of roster moves, and maybe that's also contributing to the the whole, I guess, series of plays, misplays, what have you, just because the chemistry honestly might not be there for these guys yet, for both sides, because we are dealing with so many new members on both rosters. But that's the beauty, I do suppose, of just having so many teams to choose from, so many people participating. Just about double the amount of players as another shot goes through for Leo. So there you go. After being scoreless for a solid 5 minutes on both sides, we have 2 rather quick goals in this past 45 seconds or so. So launching out here for Skull-Crusaders, yet to be on the board, but maybe making that change. Obviously, Guinness starting to find their stride, so can Skull-Crusaders do the same? A very creative pass that very likely wasn't really intended, but still got to the right target for Cam Jam, and Soisi coming through. Gonna get stunned out as a Supreme Buns and Captain Will recover the disc for their team. That'll be a failed clear, but still the second attempt does go through, and now getting it off maybe some boost, but just losing their handles instead. A lot of punches going on in the back lane as Cam Jam tries to recover, but instead Captain Will and Mojali are right there to deal a volley into the goal for now 7 points. So again, this time 36 seconds into that goal, but on the whole, just a tale of 2 halves in this first round, basically. Scoreless, and then suddenly goal after goal for Guinness. See if they can continue their stride. So Skull-Crusaders on the rollout. Oculus-Sator going to be contested rather heavily, juking around the floor there. Something he's rather notorious for ever since, 2017 days, pretty much. I mean, he is definitely quite the trickster, the jukester. That said, he has impressed so far as that shot just goes into the barrier. But he's actually impressed in his debut. He had these 2 matches last week, his debut matches, and he was really leading the way for his team in just about every category. So not just jukes, not just the offense, but he was doling out the stuns and the assists. I mean, pretty much doing a little bit of it all as he does take the disc here and looks to do something for his team. Skull-Crusaders yet to score, but an anchored Cam Jam going for the move, but another ding just cannot find the bucket, and another one. Someone just putting a lid on it, but finally the lid open, and KamJam getting the goal. So after just a volley of shots over and over, finally Skull-Crusaders gets their first two with about 2.5 left in round one. So launching out is Guinness here. They just gonna wanna play it slow if they can, not turn this disc over too much. About 2 minutes left. You have a rather decent lead considering the pacing of this game. Not very high scoring, so for them, trying to prioritize control, but that said, they will lose it there. So going for a deep clear off that bounce, may be recovered here by Mojali, and it is. So continuing now, taking it for Skull-Crusaders up there. Oculus-Sator going for another deep one, but just taking a bad bounce. It's the disc really getting stuck here in the middle as Oculus gets stuck with a punch. And even more, Chocolate in the chat mentioning all the punches. Bunches of punches. I have some hunches that we'll see even more coming up really soon here as that clear goes through, and with a lot of players down there able to look like collect, it will be Skull-Crusaders. Just being pressured finally by Captain Will, and an intercept, however. So had some back pass options, did not go for him, so instead a turnover, but undoing any mistakes with a great save. So making a defensive stand now is Ant-Gas in there. Oculus looking for that potential shot. People getting really creative with those ones off the islands and off the walls these days. But Captain will try for it. Another intercept here, taken by Ant-Gas. And over on the other side, just missing the hands of Oculus-Sator and Soisi, so could not get it, and right back to Supreme Buns. Now Supreme Buns going to go for a tunnel clear, and again, one of those things where going off a tunnel like that, I mean, it gives you a chance at making the shot, but of course, getting there first on the boost just as well, so double the chance at a score, basically, off of that Supreme Buns clear. Eventually found the two-pointer. And, yeah, Guinness up 9-2. Guinness was indeed a favorite in the connoisseur vote. 18-3 is where it finished at in their favor. So the fan vote, if you will, kind of falling in their favor, but I do feel like part of that, again, is just the newer roster members here for Skull-Crusaders between Oculus-Sator and KamJam. Just a matter of finding the teamwork and the chemistry, and that takes time, but no time wasted there because as it was running down, getting one last score was Supreme Bun, so 11-2, and Guinness will, in fact, take this first round. So we'll head off to the score screen here, take a look at the stats. And yeah, like I said, it was basically a tale of two halves. First 5 minutes, neither team scoring at all. And in the last 5 minutes, Guinness just coming up and putting on 11. Led by Supreme Buns with 6 points, 1 save, and 17 stuns. Leo the Great with 3 points, 22 stuns. And for Captain Will, 1 steal, 15 stuns. And then Mojali with 2 points, an assist, and 6 stuns. So Mojali, for a change, no saves on the board yet, but then again, a lot of the goals being saved just by the goal post dinging off, really, for both teams. Yeah, just struggling for a little while there. And Skull-Crusaders did put on 2 points. KamJam off of a rebounded play earlier on. Got the lone 2 there for his team, as well as a steal and 19 stuns. So yeah, a lot of stuns for KamJam. Oculus-Sator with an assist and 3 saves. Anthony Gasolini, 3 saves. And then Soisi with 12 stuns. All right, so off to round 2 we shall go. And Skull-Crusaders in need of a win here to force that round 3. Always the hope whenever we're casting these games to get those three-round series as some stuns go out there. Eventually, looking like maybe advantage to Guinness, but actually no, it'll be Skull-Crusaders there first. But some defense playing from Guinness, all in the back line, recovering the disc once again, and another sling out, but can't get the clear. So KamJam up top, looking for that bounce pass up to Soisi. A little bit of a power on that one, still gets it, but a good stun from Guinness. able to get maybe a slap clear. Some of these clears a little bit rushed at the moment, so Skull-Crusaders getting a lot of attempts off of that, and you got to figure if you keep giving them chances, I mean, with the amount of offensive talent on this team, they're eventually going to score. I know the first round had a tough time, but that almost going in, but you got to figure that the drought will not last for Skull-Crusaders. So just trying to find something. A Cam Jam gets rid of it as he gets stunned. Maybe a little after he got stunned, in fact, and that's going to go close to the goal. Still right here, though, Oculus-Sator taking that disc, backing it out a little bit. Got to watch those jukes anytime Skull-Crusaders, anytime Oculus-Sator has that disc and has defenders around. Definitely some nimble fingers on his part. So Oculus going up with a good pass to Soisy, but another ding there. Just, again, the lid being closed on that goal for Skull-Crusaders so far in this match. Maybe I got to start finding themselves some dunk opportunities, if nothing else. Start anchoring onto the goalposts or try going with those barrier passes instead of approaching from the angles. Because it seems like those angles right now, not giving them any luck on their shots. Cam Jam does get it over here. Delivers a pass to Oculus-Sator. Oculus going for that pass across. Again, just a tough catch. They'll still recover here and have another chance at it. And right now, looks like down below, Ant Gas, the rebound, and there's the goal. Anthony Gasolini with the first two finally for Skull-Crusaders. Now, even before he got that rebound, you saw he was playing the barrier over here, but he was being contested by the defense, so he was brawling for a while. Eventually got the stun and just happened to put himself in the right place for that rebounded play. So Mo Jolly for Guinness coming out here. Down by the first two. See Gilligan stopping by in the chat saying, just tuning in, the new overlay looks nice. And yeah, thanks. Glad you like it. Still finishing up some stuff with it, but it's pretty much, I think, as good as it's going to get as far as, making overlay with no API stuff. It's just did what I'm capable of. Ideally, though, one of these days we'll get that a proper API overlay and get some really fancy tweaks in there. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this one and happy for that one. There's Mo Jolly finally with a save. Know how good she is on the defensive end. Really just proven her capability as that one anchors in for Captain Will. Great cohesive effort there from the entire team on Guinness. Mo Jolly initiating with a save, but then the boost from all of the players, eventually getting it to Leo. And then Captain Will finds that last pass for the assist. So Anthony Gasolini, one of my favorite names in here in VRML, but I still like Ant Gas. Easier to say for short, but honestly, both names are pretty great. I know Andy was apparently the one who gave him that Ant Gas or Anthony Gasolini moniker, supposedly. It's a good one, all of them. But right there, getting the clear over to the mid lane. Mo Jolly trying for the shot. Rebounding is Captain Will. So there's another pair of points for Guinness, up 5-2 now. So under 6 minutes left. But a different start to this round compared to the first. Both teams putting up some points here in these first 4 or 5 minutes of round 2. So see if that continues. Right now, just a strong pass there. Couldn't quite reach the target. Cam Jam's shielding himself, hearing the defense right behind, and a wise reset over from Leo to Mo Jolly. So as I familiarize myself with these players, I still don't have nicknames for all of them. I guess I know Mo Jolly was on Dimwee's Echo podcast last week, and I think going with what was it, Mojo is what he called her. I think Moj is a good one, kind of like emoji, Emo-Jolly. There you go. Over here though, Leo getting stuck with a punch and losing the disc to Soisy now. Soisy finds that clear. Some lightly boosted players coming through. Some good leeches from Cam Jam. He's right there, but just surrounded by blue players. And now piling up, Leo the Great and Supreme Buns trying for the re-grab. Couldn't get one, but still gets a disc anyway. Supreme getting the stun. And now going for that clear and boost. This time getting a couple re-grabs worked in. So Leo and Supreme Buns teaming up. One more pass. Great delivery. but couldn't quite find the goal on that one. A nice pass and rebounded to Mojali. And once again, just a little bit of a straight pass, but they'll still get some more attempts here as Captain Will goes in. One more barrier pass, but this time cutting a little bit too early maybe than Captain expected anyway. So one of those just miscommunications as he goes in for the play. So Captain Will finds it. There's the 2. And again, for these teammates, because Captain Will is the newer member to the roster, those miscommunications are bound to happen. It's inevitable and nothing to really worry about so much. The point is, though, the good takeaway is that they went for the correct plays. So over here, it will be a 7-2 lead for Guinness still as they try and recover this disc. Getting there is Captain Will going up for the clear and over on the stack. Leo the great shot just outside that 3-point line and found themselves now with an 8-point lead here on Guinness. Chrome Platypus hanging in, stopping in, saying, dang, new caster template is fire. Why, thank you. It has a little bit of flair, if you catch my drift. But I'm glad you guys like it. It'll be rolling out to the other casters pretty short. I got some other things up my sleeve, too, that I haven't quite shown yet. But hopefully we'll get that in there. But I got some neat stuff up my sleeve. Don't you worry. My wizard sleeve, as Sputnik says. But over here will be Leo the Great contesting, as well as Supreme Buns. Oculusator trying for a grab, contesting that, but no contest at all because, well, you saw the rest. Captain Will gets another goal for Guinness, and that's a 13-2 lead, starting to pull away here late. So again, we also have another matchup coming up right quick after this one. It's Olympus, one of the newest teams to the league this week, and new team to comp in general. They'll be debuting against Reboot immediately following the conclusion of this matchup. So stay tuned for that one. Supreme Buns and Captain Will do recover the disc. Oculus and CamJam looking for some boost, but Leo doing a good job to bother 3 different players with that stack. Now that said, Captain Will is going to get here with time to spare, and spares no expense on that dense dunk. 15-2 now for Guinness. So really starting to pull away heavily here is Guinness, and showing why in week 4 they were matched up against the likes of Ignite and Illuminati. You know, just had very nice weeks 1 through 3 record-wise, and Algorithm gave them a big old boost. Now Illuminati obviously tough team as any, but Guinness still, even though they lost their 2 scheduled matches last week, they did hang in there, especially with Ignite. It wasn't a blowout by any means. I mean, they did very well for themselves and continue to do so here in the league. So definitely looking like they're in position to take this win, as that one is not going to quite go in, just bounces off the barrier. Then the nest gets taken by Leo the Great, but then snagged out by CamJam. He's going to go in for the Cam Slam, and that is a timely goal for him. Finally, just struggling to get on the board for their team in this game so far, getting their 4th point, but only 50 seconds and less, in fact, remaining on the clock. So Mojali and Guinness rolling out, perhaps for the final time, just about to claim their victory here as a pass goes to Captain Will. Oculusator getting it stolen, or rather stealing it himself, but then right back to Mojali. Pass will bounce down low, and grabbing it from beneath is Oculusator in one of his favorite spots, at least. Anytime he gets those floor grabs, he's going to be dangerous. And now on the other side, taken back by Leo the Great. Some quick boosts coming on in, and another grab for Oculusator, so maybe eyeing the goal. Can he convert the one? And he does. So there's 3 points just to close off this round, and victory is still going to Guinness, but getting a few more points in the process was Oculusator. So 15-7 for them. So we'll head over to the score screen really quickly, take a look at some of those highlights. And won't linger around too long, of course, because we do have the next game coming through soon. But Captain Will, the game high 12 points for his team. And 22 stuns as well. Supreme Buns and Leo the Great, 6 apiece. 2 assists for Leo. Plenty of stuns between all of them. And then over on Skull-Crusaders, it was Cam Jam leading with 4. Got a save, 29 stuns. Oculusator with 3 points, 2 assists, 3 saves, 3 steals, 27 stuns. So again, despite the loss, Oculusator continuing for the third straight game that I've seen from him, just putting on big stats in every category for his team. Definitely just the all-around game from him, kind of impressing here in the first couple weeks of his season. Antgas with 2 points, 3 saves, and 9 stuns, and then Soisy with 22 stuns. Now, all right, so with that said, we're about to part off here for the next match. I mentioned the debut game will be Olympus versus Reboot, so just going to get those teams set in and then join me here in the same channel in the next several minutes, and we'll be going right into the next game. So BRB, my friends. Well, hey there, party people. Where have you been all my life? Hopefully in this stream as of 3 minutes ago, because that was a quick intermission. But I'm back, and we're back here with the second and perhaps final match of the night, I do believe, indeed. So, a doubleheader. There was that match between Chaos and Space Force kind of taking place in between this match and the one we just casted between Skull-Crusaders and Guinness. So, apologies, couldn't get all of them streamed, but you know, only so many doors. But still, credit and shout out to Lanzan from Space Force. Always goes without mentioning because he produces those awesome videos that he has us display on the stream. Showed off the King versus Flair highlights video that he did just before the stream started about half an hour ago. So much appreciation to them, Chaos and Space Force. Playing probably as we speak. I think Skinny is in there, not streaming, but recording scores and the likes. Now, see the chat there, Neon and Sweet Potato having an emoji war. Super violent. I like it. But yes, of course, two of the Reboot folk here, no doubt, to cheer on themselves. Sweet Potato is playing this game, I do believe. I mean, yeah, she's in the match. So Neon just here to watch. So ready's up for their teams here. At least the first one underway. And yeah, so for Olympus, they will be here on the orange side. And debuting a roster with Whoosh, Quotai, VRML, and actually Hasko. Hasko, I believe, substituting here. So not quite the full Olympus squad, but most of it. And fun fact, just the same, in that, well, casting this match, if nothing else, not to say I wouldn't have casted it anyway, let's be honest, but I was doing some spectating, pub spectating, yesterday, doing some overlay stuff, and just kind of tweaking things on that end. And I got in a game with Whoosh. I'm pretty positive it was Whoosh there. And he was in the spectators. That one just actually almost rolls in. But yeah, Whoosh saw me in the spec, and I believe it was him who said, or who asked, you know, Palidore, cast my game tomorrow. We're debuting. And when he said that, I signed up. So here we are. But like I said, chances are I probably would have been here anyways. But nonetheless, good to see these teams coming in. New teams, new players, new faces. Right here for Reboot, there's Sweet Potato. So first couple for Reboot off of 44 seconds off the clock. And looking to, I suppose, spoil the debut of this new team in Olympus. See, again, Gilligan in there. There's Alduin, the other player over on Olympus. PC is out at the moment. Unfortunate. But it's good to see you. In fact, I want to ask, how you all doing? Anyway, I assume that's the joke, so, you know. Not that clever a pun if that's why you're named the way you are. In any case, over here to Sweet Potato, going for 17th charge on that pass, and then off into the clear zone. 17th and 5 spotted near each other, not quite looking for the boost, but Ian Dipman, perhaps. Dip looking to get there, maybe first, but no, being stunned out by Hasko, and no surprises there. Hasko subbing for this newer team, and Hasko is someone who will reign supreme on the stunning end of things, getting a multitude of brawls anytime she's playing the game. That's kind of the claim to fame, or at least one of them for Hasko. Certainly a lot of things she's well known for, but even back in the early days of Season 1, it was Pooh Nanners, the caster, community caster, as well as ESL caster, who dubbed the Hasko Rodeo, when Hasko would essentially grab onto players and just basically stun the lights out of them all the way up and down the floor, all while laughing quite hard. So yes, Hasko Rodeo going to be in full effect tonight, most likely. That one is a shot for full effect. So there's the first 3 for VRML. And just like that, Olympus claiming their first competitive points, and VRM claiming his first competitive points in a nice fashion, taking the lead here by 1 a few minutes into the clock. So Neon from Reboot also hanging out in the chat saying, out of town traveling on business. Supreme Bun saying, hi, or hey, I'm Supreme. Hi, I just saw you moments ago in the other game. Unless that was a different Supreme Buns, and how big of a coincidence would that be if that was the case? Now over here, an open shot, just missing. Taking 5-spotted dog, but also off the backboard. Got a good look, but in the back line, they have Sweet Potato playing the patience, waiting for the disc to come to her, and now delivering it to 5-spotted dog, trying to spot a teammate. Snagged out of there by Quotai. Meeting the quota on the defensive end, perhaps. Getting that one, but again, 17th charge this time, playing the back line. So another shot here for Sweet Potato and Co. So up high, contesting this one. Some more stuns going out for these teams. And just more tap outs, more clears. Trying to get some grabs on each other. There's a nice tap boost from Sweet Potato, as well as even faster, more traditional boost coming in from Dipman. And getting that one or at least attempting to get that one cleared as it's recollected from Whoosh, by Whoosh, I should say. But now Whoosh loses a disc, so another pass here from Reboot as some stuns go out down low. A lot of stuns just going out back and forth as 17th Charge attempts to dole this one out to the midline. And taken here by Sweet. Sweet trying to punch as she retreats backwards and also dishes the pass. So that was nice awareness. But right here, again, nice awareness from Reboot there. They are getting stuck on this side of the floor, granted, but they're making some nice passes. They're recognizing where the disc needs to go. There's pileups kind of trying to form here over in the midline. And again, just having trouble getting it through. Maybe Reboot finally about to get it onto the orange side. It looks like that will be the case. Soft pass being dished off Frisbee style to back to the teammate. 17th Charge getting it and dishing it to 5-spotted. 5-spotted going right back to Sweet. A Sweet Potato looking for maybe that barrier pass. Does indeed go for it. Nest rather. And now off the Nest. Well, you know the rest. Dipman gets the 2 points and goes up by 1 for Reboot. Tightly contested game thus far. And a bit lower scoring at that. Not too dissimilar from the Skull-Crusaders Guinness game we saw about 20 minutes ago. That one, the first 5 minutes of round 1, completely scoreless in that first round. And then the latter half of that first round, Guinness put on 11 points, started catching fire. But yeah, it wouldn't be the first time tonight. We've seen that. And that's one of those things that will play a factor. Just, you know, when the teams are still trying to get their chemistry, especially new teams like Olympus here, and dealing with a substitute as well. So the chemistry might not always be the same. But that said, again, Hasko is a more than capable substitute and, you know, just a great player in general, longtime player. So she knows what she's doing as Dipman knows what he's doing, going in for the 2. So Dipman with a 2-point can. And it's up by 3 for Reboot. Still under 4 minutes in this first round. So Hasko will roll out on QB, trying to bring that experience. And see what I mean with Hasko. Immediately going for the stun. Immediately after the pass goes out, she just turns around to try and break up that stack and just delay them, if nothing else. And she did so successfully. That said, Reboot was still able to get the disc back, although not for too long, as Kwotai comes through with it. And Kwotai trying to find maybe a shot here, and it will get it just inside the bubble from 7 meters. So now Kwotai won't get the tie, but we'll get a 2-point lead, or sorry, 2-point cut into this lead for Reboot. So down by 1, a lot of time to come back for Olympus. Pretty much anyone's game to be determined. 17th Charge with Sweet Potato in tow. Sweet Potato, yeah, I don't know. Over here will be taken by Dipman, looking for 5-spotted. That's a good-looking pass, good recognition, soft enough to get to the teammate. 5-spotted now as the Scully is contested, diving, doesn't matter. Kwotai is stunned out thanks to the good coordinated play from Reboot. Not a lot that Quote can do there, just being pressured hard by the anchored player. So Quote doing pretty much the best thing he could have done at that point as the Reboot player was diving, just diving out at him, you know, from that angle. Still made the shot to the credit, but it was the right moves from both parties involved in that one. As down below, Sweet Potato coming away with it, trying to dodge all these stuns and getting a soft clear as the stack prepares to go out. Missing some regrabs, but doesn't really matter because 17th Charge is there with a goal, and on a silver platter, it's 10 points for Reboot over Olympus, as this first round gets ready to wind to a close. Still a minute 45, but pulling ahead by at least a couple goals down for Reboot. And Neon enjoying that, as well as Gilligan, appreciating the patient play. So now Kwotai taken away, going for that QB launch. Right now, the spacing a little bit tight, but still does find the angle and does get it eventually to Whoosh. Whoosh has an open 3, but can't quite convert on that one. Still just outside that bubble, being contested. A lot of brawls unfolding. Now in the midline off a good boost. Hasko getting there first with plenty of time to spare. Some midline brawls going out of the way right now for a Verm. So Verm maybe doing a little bit of perm. Why perm, that is, with those stuns over in the mid area. So now Haskell looking for that boost, going for a pass. That was almost really well done. A very tight angle, but threading the needle, just couldn't reach the target. Couldn't grab it, rather, but it was close. Now Dipman coming away with it here, looking for a good pass up to 17th charge. That's just going to go to the side wall and maybe right back to mid where Reboot can recover, and they do. So now Dipman taking that away. And up high here, contesting Quotai is 5-spotted dog, but Quote trying to get that to the pocket. And they will. Over here, another turnover and back and forth. Quotai getting that one, going up high. And now down to the bottom ramp with 13 left. So maybe time for one quick clear and score, but looking like a soft one. So 5-spotted, just going to heave it from deep. Does actually have an angle, has a chance. Can't quite dance for the 3, but will still be a first-round victory going in favor of Reboot on Blues. 10-5 here in the opener. So heading to the highlights really quickly here, we'll take a look. And it was Dipman pulling ahead with 4 points and 20 stuns. Then 2 apiece for 5-spotted, Sweet Potato, and 17th charge. Really great team effort all around. You can see no one really solely carrying the weight on their shoulders. I mean, everyone kind of carrying each other, if you will. Everyone getting on the score side of things, and Sweet Potato Dipman assisting a little bit. Sweet also playing some nice backline game and just with those resets and rebounds. Over on Olympus's side, it's Whoosh with 13 stuns, Quotai with 2 points and 8 stuns, as well as a save and a steal. For Haskell, 20 stuns. No one's surprised by that one. Tying Dipman over on the other side with a 20 for the game high. Now Verm going to have the 3 points and the 6 stuns for his team. So Olympus in their debut round, not too shabby at all. I mean, again, obviously new team, newer players in the grand scope of things, and yet just hanging right in there, only lost by a couple goals. So we'll see what they can do here in the second round, if they can keep it close and maybe force this round 3 as we head on to this second round start. So taking here, first off, a quick joust. Just butting it, and now maybe going in. Couldn't find the goal, though. Was uncovered, but that's okay. They're still going to get a rebound. Sweet Potato, just mentioned her in the score screen, how she was getting those rebound plays. And there it is again. And you know what? That rebound bought not only the assist for Sweet, but the goal for 17th, and just more stats on the sheet for Reboot. Playing that team game and looking pretty good. And only 17 seconds into that joust as well. Neon saying in the chat, how dare Potato stop having an emoji war in the Twitch chat just to go play a game. Well, you know, everyone has to make sacrifices in war. And despite the emoji war, this right here is a war in Echo Arena right now. A big battle unfolding between these teams. Is going for 2 is Quotai, and Quotai does get the tie. So 2 apiece, just about a minute in to this second round. Nice shot there, just on an open goal from Quote. So Reboot, offensive joust here. Taken by 17th charge, tries to dodge Haskell and does so successfully, finds that pass to Sweet Potato. So linking up now, Haskell and Verm going for those regrabs. Maybe enough time, and look at that, Quotai gets it again. So we've seen a couple players from Olympus just doing the defensive work here. Going in now, maybe for another goal, but just the overshoot. Both Quote and Verm there. Looking for a 3-point play. Very tough shot from a fadeaway angle. Maybe a rebound on the way, and it will be. So Whoosh coming in here. Can't deal it through, though, because that is another save, this time from Reboot's side of the floor. 5-spotted dog, going for it. Great defense from Reboot. Can they convert it to offense? Kind of identical to what we saw earlier, and there it is, 5-spotted. So Olympus had a very similar play unfold on the play before, where it was Quotai getting the save and then a clear, but then unfortunately Olympus just couldn't quite read the disc on those boosts, so they couldn't grab it in time to capitalize on the goal. Then Reboot, the same exact thing. 5 spotted with a save, but different results for them because they were able to get there first, collect the disc, and find the nice Duncan just dipping down. So now back on the offense, a chance to tie it up again. Oh, that's a great pass from Quotai to Whoosh. And Whoosh with the swoosh right inside the goal, tying it up again. Right now, I feel like I'm saying Quotai's name a lot because he has really been all over the floor. Getting an assist, getting a save, getting points. So nice game from him so far. But right here on the tied up game, Reboot's going to just joust out. Look for that pass into the tunnel, delivers it to Dipman. Dipman, another quick zipper line pass all the way to 5 spotted. A 5 spotted, maybe a chance to just roll in for a one-on-one. Can't quite convert on that, though. Looked like tried going for the backboard just to juke up the goalie a little bit, but for Reboot, luckily it's Sweet Potato there with another one of her rebounds. Again, playing that back line and position so well, always. So, Quote going for a clear. And going for some boosts. Everyone for Olympus right now kind of piling up a little bit, the spacing. Dealing out some stuns, so now 5 spotted will come away with this one. Over in the mid-line, just watching behind and kind of seeing the chaos that unfolded over there in the other lane. But just going to drive in just the same. Here's one of those attempts, but Quote, again! He is just impeccably great on the offense, or on the defense rather, but on the offense it is Dipman, so they'll still get a goal at the end of the day for Reboot, but Quotai is really impressing here. This is the second time, again, we saw it earlier where Reboot goes in for that goalie stun anchoring down. And again, he dived out, but that time found some success. So different results from the first time. And, you know, for a lot of these players, I mean, honestly, Haskell, the only player that I'm well familiar with historically, just from competitive play and from, you know, the community in general. So this is one of those things where I'm happy to see these new teams come to play because it's all new for me too. I have no idea what they can do and what they're capable of, and this is kind of my time to learn and figure out the personalities. Right now, Quotai is seriously sticking out to me. Right there, sticking out for an open goal. It's 5. Spotted Dog going up 9-4. On that note, I really hope I'm saying his name correctly, though, because as has often been the case, it seems, this season, there are a lot of minor mispronunciations. Maybe it's Quote, who knows? Alduin says I am. Good. Well, let me tell you, your teammate there, very much impressing me right now. And Olympus still hanging in there. Again, that first round was 10-5 in favor of Reboot, so not a big differential. You know, only 2-goal differential. And right now, Reboot pulling ahead, but Olympus still hanging in there, trying to get the job done, as apparently we're going for a restart. I was kind of wondering what was happening there. So, okay, going for the restart. So typically, I have no idea if that goal even counts. I assume not. Typically, if there's a crash or anything like that, you're supposed to play until the next goal is scored or 45 seconds elapse. It's one of those things, though, especially the 45-second thing. Honestly, that's a bit hard and unrealistic to expect teams to really count for that. So I'm not sure if or when the crash occurred. Obviously, Reboot losing a player at some point. 5 spotted dog, it looks like. So not sure about that whole situation, but hopefully they'll figure that out and get back to it. I mean, it looks like they got the time and scores all set correctly. At least I assume it is. I don't actually know. But yeah, so typically not a thing that happens much with those mid-round restarts. But as long as, you know, both teams agreed, I suppose, no harm, no foul. I'm not going to bust anyone for that. But yeah, so it does look like we had that potential crash, or I'm not sure. Did anyone catch it? Because I wasn't really paying attention, honestly. Did a crash happen mid-round or like after the restart happened? So I'm curious whether it was, ooh, what's this, Sweet Potato? That's a Sweet Potato no if I've ever seen one. Same with that. So the ping's unfriendly at the moment to these players. as they still try to get their teammate back here. 5 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. So right back to that 5-point differential that we saw in round 1 that Reboot ended up winning by. But question is, we still have 5 minutes left, so will Olympus be able to come back and, you know, close up that gap a little bit? Seeing a lot of people stop by in the chat as well. We see Rocktor and Sir Dimwee hopping on, as well as the regulars. Gilligan asking how fast the camera can zoom across the arena. Well, I can't remember if I altered my speed or not. You can actually go into there's a JSON file in the Echo directory. You can actually change the speed, so this might not be the default speed. Then again, it might be. I can't remember. But anyways, let's see. So, I don't know, 7 seconds or so. I was doing a Mississippi count in my head, but it was not that good. It was a lazy Mississippi. Anyway, yeah. So I can change it. In fact, I think for preseason, when I was doing the camera work in preseason, I did have a much faster speed. But then for some reason, I think one of the Echo updates actually caused all the settings to reset, and I just kind of got lazy in terms of putting it back to where it was. But yeah, let's see. Trying to show off the camera finesse. I don't know how it's going right now. There it is. All that spec practice in pubs. This is what it'll do to you. And I can only assume this is making people in chat sick. I apologize. Yeah, I'll stop now. Anyway, we're still waiting on 5-spotted dog. Hopefully not having too much of an issue. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Okay, yeah, so 5-spotted did message me in chat like a minute ago over in Discord saying the headphones went out. Always tough when that happens. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there he is, just as I say that. I was about to say, typically for tech breaks, you're allowed 5 minutes, so more speed. I would like to see you try this even at default speed. This is harder than it looks, I assure you. It is quite difficult. Yeah, too fast for me. But we do have ourselves the return of 5-spotted, and as a result, will be, well, the conclusion, perhaps, of this second round. And if Reboot can hold on to this lead, they'll go in 2-0 this one. But for Olympus, the brand new team, they're looking to upset them here and impress in their debut. I mean, so far they have, all things considered. And what? Whoa. My controller went dead for a second. See, all that zooming around almost killed my gamepad. So not going to do that again. Going in there for the backboard shot. Can't quite get it. Over here, though, will be a recovery by Dipman. Dipman getting stunned out and sent out there. It was Kotai doing the punches, getting the clears. Like I said, his name, he's kind of sticking out to me so far, along with Haskell coming in here for no doubt some brawls. There's Whoosh trying to cause a turnover. Couldn't quite get that one. And just over in the deep back line, Bears mentioning VRML just playing the midfield role. Actually way back in the goal at this point. But seeing that maybe a turnover about to unfold, so backing up. But one of those things definitely, you know, as you get more experience with the game and stuff, you know, figuring out that positioning competitively and things like that. All those things take time, for sure. But one of the beauties of 4v4 is just the fact that it did, you know, re-enable the midfield game of sorts. And right there, trying to be enabling for the shot, couldn't get it. Back to the wedge now. 17th charge takes that one, passes it off, but a rough bounce will just go off the corner. Still taken by Sweet Potato, getting a lot of chances. A soft one down to 5-spotted dog, trying for that last pass, and at last, Dipman gets the points, 11-4, and nice passing plays from above, from below, and into the goal for Reboot. Gilligan saying, perfect pass. Perfect, even. Very nice. So just getting stuck here on the shield, it seems. So not with a lot of time to spare. Haskell gets the tap out. Kind of getting popped by the door there on the catapult, which will happen not just to new teams. You see it happen to top teams from time to time, because when you're pushing those joust advantages, you're trying to push right out the gate hot using those PE jousts, especially things like that. I mean, plenty of times we've seen even gold master teams and what have you, they will bounce themselves off those doors, from time to time. It's not that uncommon. Over here, though, trying to get a disc back is Sweet Potato. She's been the first of the disc quite often, trying to direct traffic here over to the stack. 5 spotted, breaks off and gets it. Sweet Potato dealing a punch to Whoosh, and 5 spotted coming in the tunnel as a Verm tries to contest. Verm and Haskell at that. So going for a shot on an open goal. Couldn't get that one. Dipman, though, another attempt, and with some contempt off that one is 14-4 now, courtesy of Dipman's 3-point play. So good positioning to get the rebound off that first missed shot. Neon saying the stream is crashing. Oh no! Hopefully it's just, not hopefully, but, the lesser of evils. Hopefully it's just you and not me as that one goes in for 3. What a great shot from the man, Kwotai. Kind of sticking out right now as the Olympic champion, if nothing else, the MVP of this debut for his team. Very nice one to squeeze it through the defense. So 17th charge. Now with the disc rolling out, the defense up, pressuring right there for Whoosh. They just double stun each other, so a pass attempt will get over to Sweet Potato, down to the bottom ramp, reaching Dipman, and you see Verm just poking and prodding back and forth, and right off the backboard, 5 spotted dog now starting to roll for their team. Roll over, 5 spotted dog, roll over. I don't know. I feel like those puns, I often go for the dog puns with 5 spotted, but those ones could be borderline offensive if I'm not careful, so hey. Love you, 5 spotted. Good job. Good boy. Sorry, I did it again. What a treat that play was. Anyway, I'm going to stop now as this goes off the wall. Dipman takes us away, but no, Kwotai getting a stun. Nice play as some more stuns go off in that tunnel. Passing it over to Whoosh and taking it out, but sending it back into the tunnel now. Will be taken here by 5 spotted. So 5 spotted, maybe a... Nope. Not an open goal. Well, it was an open goal, but couldn't make the open goal. But luckily, a rebound will be found for Sweet Potato. So not too bad for the 19th point. And now Reboot just putting on a bit of a scoring clinic. This definitely must be the highest scoring total they put on, I think, across 2 games for the season. Definitely buying themselves a lot of nice goals off of some good opportunities. The rebounds really paying dividends. So working out as over here, working it into the other. Kwotai going for one more play off of the fantastic bounce pass is what it was. We'll just go with that. 19-9, though. This will end the series. Reboot winning this one. 19-9. So yeah, don't worry about it at the end there. It's just the disc going for a little bit of a, I guess, trance dance, what have you. Bopping around. It happens. But yeah, so second round win. And series 4 Reboot. Looking good on that game. 5 points there. Minding you, the restart occurred about halfway through this round, so this is only 5 minutes or so worth of stats. But Dipman with 5 points, 1 assist, 10 stuns. Sweet Potato with 3 points. 17th charge with 5 stuns. 5 spotted dog with 2 points. 3 assists and 4 stuns. Over on Olympus' side, it is a Kwotai with 3 points, 1 assist, 6 stuns. Whoosh with 2 points, 4 stuns. Haskell with the assist and 8 stuns, and then Verm with 4. So nice game from all involved, and especially, and again, Reboot, you got to feel good for them. Getting on the win column and putting on a scoring clinic. Their passes, nice and calm, steady, and they bought themselves just a multitude of scoring opportunities, especially in round 2. And then for Olympus, not coming through with a win in their debut, but that's okay. Their new team looking good, keeping it close for most of it. Obviously, for Reboot, they did pull ahead in the latter half of that second round, but for the majority of those 20 minutes of play, for basically 15 out of the 20 minutes, Olympus was hanging right in there. it was only a couple goal differential, and they were looking real nice in their debut. So definitely looking forward to what they do going forward. And, oh, just realizing my... Hold on here. How come my scoring panel isn't there? Was that gone the whole time? Awkward. Huh. Gotta... Apparently some bug I introduced with this new overlay. Gotta go fix that now. Were you guys seeing the stats at all for like the rest of the match in between rounds, the stat screen? Or no? Because I wasn't actually looking. So if anyone could inform me, were those... were you seeing the scores the entire time, or were they just all hidden? Alduin says nope, so okay. Well, what did I do? Obviously, I messed something up when I was doing this new thing. So I'll have to go figure that out before I give it to the other casters, obviously. But, yeah, alright. So, regardless of that, fun game, fun matches, that will do it for tonight. As we, get ready to go out here. Yeah, I'll have to go check. I'm pretty sure, I feel like in my first stream, I'm pretty sure I had it. So maybe do a little troubleshooting and narrow it down. It was only when I went into the second stream that it was causing an issue, so. Yeah, that sounds like I got a lead. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, we'll pull up the schedule here real quick. That's the last of our games tonight, but we do have at least a couple tomorrow on the schedule for Wednesday. So let's see. Yeah, so we have Paradox versus Vertigo and WJH FTV versus Vertigo. So Paradox, one of those other new teams debuting this week. And that'll be fun to see them over in Europe. And then we have the one North American game, Nova and 6 Foot Over. So 3 games scheduled so far. There could be more yet to come. I mean, we still have 19 unscheduled matches for the week. So, you know, expect to see them trickle on the schedule sheet here and there. But yes, take a look at Paradox. I'm not sure who's on there. So it's Echo Zero, Grimy Elephant, Oculalan, and Senor Loco 102 for Paradox debuting tomorrow. Like I said, a lot of new teams, new faces. Great to see all the time. All right. So that will do it from me. Thanks everyone for watching. Alduin saying thank you for the good casting. It was nice seeing more comp play. Always a pleasure. Like I said, nice seeing comp play, of course, and casting it, but also nice seeing the new teams. And just keeping in mind, too, again, with getting these new teams integrated into the league and stuff, because of the way the ladder system works, once you get past those first few matches, you know, ideally, your matches every week will be pretty competitive and against similarly tiered and skilled players. That said, again, this match was pretty even for most of that game, so it was still a good matchup to debut for Olympus. But yeah, that is what I really do like about the whole VRML style, is just that it's much more enabling towards the newer teams, the newer players who haven't done competitive play before, because yeah, they can come on in and you know, the first few weeks may or may not be rough, depending, just because they don't have an established MMR history. But once you get those first several games in, then you can just basically come into play every week and have ideally some pretty competitive matches. Definitely a far cry from the old ways of you know, Sunday matches where you had snake seeding and inevitably you'd have a couple stomps every game, and teams would tend to leave and not come back because they're discouraged from that kind of thing after a couple weeks of getting stomped on by the experienced players, things like that. So very nice to have this kind of style being set for VR Master League. But anywho, sealable bag. Hi, son. Thanks for stopping by. I'm about to go. But yes, so congrats to Reboot for the win. Congrats to Olympus for a nice debut. And until next time, until tomorrow, I've been Palidore. This has been VR Master League. That's been Sealable Bag saying bye, Pally Dad. What a good time we had. And the rhyme's not too bad, as I'm going to go a little bit sad. But that's okay, because I'm glad to join you tomorrow for some great matches. So no sorrow. We'll be back again real soon. Adieu.